All right, welcome back, guys.
Welcome, guys, to Deeper Than Most. I'm your host, DJ.
And I'm your host, Sab. I could not start the intro. I'm going to let you have that because that's what you do. So, we are on episode 9, and as you can tell, we're wearing the same outfits.
Don't even worry about it.
If you're watching this on YouTube. So, since episode 8 was super short, we wanted to go ahead and drop 2 episodes for you guys today. So enjoy this little extra episode, I guess you could say. You guys weren't expecting this. So, yeah.
Happy birthday.
I know, right? So we're going to jump into a really fun one today. One that people don't really talk about, which is why we're talking about it on Deeper Than Most.
This is why you listen to us, because we get
deeper than most.
Yeah,
So
you see it.
Today we're going to jump into cannibalism, the cookbook, and history.
The cookbook, huh?
Mm-hmm. And before we go ahead and get into our main topic for today, we're going to go ahead and roll into our current events. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the current events today. Today. Just keep it at that. So, the first one is a Florida woman coughs on a cancer patient and gets 30 days jail time.
30 days. Coughs on the cancer. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you gotta be some type of messed up person, though. Like, why are you messing with somebody that's already going through a lot?
Bro.
They're already, we're all slowly passing away, but theirs is a little faster, you know? Okay. So, this took place in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm kind of not surprised, only because...
Of course. Where I used to be.
Only because a lot be happening in Florida, like, a lot. And since we're on the topic of cannibalism for this episode, you remember, I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it was, back before 2010, or maybe it was around 2010, but it was earlier in the 2000s where there was this huge case about this guy who bit off the face of a homeless man in Florida under the bridge. He was on all that crazy stuff be happening in Florida. And then there was some other thing that happened in Florida where there was a homeless man or somebody sleeping in somebody that lived in somebody's attic.
That was in Florida?
Yes, and they found him. He had a whole setup.
I remember seeing the
pictures. He's been living there for a while.
He had a little bed up there. And
Dude. Yeah. So crazy stuff be happening in Florida, so I'm kind of not too surprised about this. A picture went viral of the woman coughing on a cancer patient at a Pier 1 Imports. And boy, does that not sound like a Karen move? Honestly.
I can definitely see that happening.
It does.
Somebody trying to buy their shit,
but
and here she goes.
I guess we're going to have to switch the new word from Karen to Deborah because...
Deborah.
Yes. Although this happened last year, just recently, a judge ordered Deborah Hunter, which is the woman that coughed on the victim, to pay a $500 fine, serve 6 months probation, and participate in a mental health evaluation, and on top of all that, do anger management. For coughing on this woman.
Yeah, she need to get that together, because what the fuck?
All right, so David Chapman, who is the communications director for the state attorney's office in Jacksonville, Florida, said in an email she is also ordered to pay for the victims. I'm just going to call it a schmovid test, because I don't want to say the word, but to pay for the victim's test, yeah, that's what he sent in an email. He didn't even have the nerve to call anybody. Well, he had the nerve to say it in an email. That's crazy. So this happened all because of an argument that Deborah had with the employees in the store. And
ain't even got nothing to do with that, man.
Karen vibes, I'm telling you. But now it's just got to be Deborah. Don't be a Deborah. Please. Oh, I like that. That hits smooth. Don't be a Deborah. Yeah, don't do that.
Y'all see it. Y'all hear it.
And the victim, Heather Sprague, who was recording the argument at the time, took a test and it came out negative. So that's good.
It's just funny because why would you do that?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, thank God the test was negative. Yeah, she's already going through enough. What?
You can't say that.
No, it's a fact. Her immune system's already weak, so would not be. Oh shit! I said the word. the thing, right? Schmovid would not be good for her.
Yeah, no, the vid is not the one for her.
Yeah, the vid.
So the next event that we have is murder in Texas. So I don't exactly remember what part of Texas it was in, but apparently 2 brothers murdered their entire family and left a kind of odd suicide note. Yeah, so Farhan and...
Do you know what was on the note, or like what made it odd?
I'm about to get there.
Oh, okay.
Farhan and Tanvir, both 19, posted a chilling Instagram post that stated, "Hey everyone, just killed myself and my entire family."
So they did kill themselves?
Yeah, it's...
well? So
the post was very...
It was a murder-suicide.
Yeah, the post was very lengthy. They also wrote like an 11-page note also. It's a lot.
Why do people post that type of stuff on social media, though?
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. It's like, why? Like, okay. I hate going back, but, you know, it was almost like a thing a couple years back. I want to say, like, around 2015 or 2016, where a lot of active shooters were like recording and like posting on social media their crimes and their killings. Like I'm talking like the elderly man that passed away, and like that was just shot on the side of the street. That was recorded because that dude who was just like driving around because his girlfriend or whatever, driving around just shooting people. But like, you know, people have been recording like stuff like that and like posting it on social media and like, you know, being on Facebook Live while they're doing something. It's just crazy. Weird. And it's crazy that we have this type of access to things like that in this day and age. Because imagine if this were like 50 years ago. We would not have access to this.
At all.
You know? Times have really changed.
For the worst. But it goes on, and friends and family saw that post and they immediately contacted the police, which is a great move on their part.
Right, as they should have, because that's not something that you just post and get away with.
Exactly.
No.
What do you mean?
Right.
So it said they found the bodies of their twin sister, their older brother, their parents, and their grandmother all shot to death in their home. And their reasoning for doing this...
And where were they? They were found in the home as well?
Yeah, everybody was found in the home.
So what was the reason?
Their reason for doing this, they blamed it on the office.
As if there is one.
The office ending. They were like, they had a conversation that was
what do you mean?
Yeah, they ended up having a conversation, and one of the brothers was like, oh, the office said it ended when Michael left or whatever, and then that's when the other one came up with the whole plan to kill the family. So they
over the show, The Office?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I love that show for one, but what the fuck? Over a show?
Yep, just because it ended.
Damn. Yep. People really be finding a motive. That's crazy. Okay, well, with that, we're going to go ahead and transition into our main topic for today, and that is cannibalism. And I've been like waiting patiently for us to film this episode. Yeah, like, I don't know why, but
it's interesting, huh?
Yeah, I'm into, weird shit like that. So this is like right up my alley. This is exactly the type of stuff I like.
I'm with it. It sounds good to me.
What the fuck? Okay. So, first off, what is it? And cannibalism, pertaining to I was about to say the dictionary. Cannibalism means to consume another individual of the same species as food. Plain and simple. Just like that.
Cut and dry.
Like some human beef jerky. Some human jerky.
Some human jerky.
So,
I wonder what part they would use for that. Anyway.
The thigh, maybe?
Sound good to me? Huh. Yeah.
I want some thigh jerky.
See? It sounds good. It hit, don't it? Cannibalism is common and found in over 1,500 species in the animal kingdom. So, yeah, it's normal, but not for us, of course.
I mean, I guess
we're that exception.
I guess it's not normal in per se our society, but
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the Korowai, aka the Kalufu Tribe, which is an Indonesian province of Papua is made up of 3,000 tribe members and still practices cannibalism till this day. So there are active cannibals out there.
That's a scary thought.
It is a scary thought, but if you think about it, they've always been around.
Right.
So, I mean, and you don't usually hear a lot about cannibalism. So it's not like they're on the rise or anything. Cannibals on the rise. Damn. Maybe. A lot of people just be going missing. And like, yes, human trafficking is like huge, it's a huge thing. Yeah. But you never know.
Because conspiracy theories.
I mean, you just don't know who eats people. Like, you just don't. Yeah. So cannibalism and the law. No laws have been made against it, but instead there are laws that indirectly make it impossible to legally obtain or consume the body matter.
And I personally forget, like, it is an act or something like that. I don't know what it is or what it's called, but I do know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Because people would, like, harvest people's organs and sell them on the black market and stuff like that. So,
damn. That's true. So what if they just get their meals that way? I mean, that's better because you don't have to kill anybody for it. But not saying that any of this is good because cannibalism is not, the way to go. Right. But if you were to do it, I mean, I would feel a little better getting it off the black market. I mean, as opposed to just going out there. Dodgy, though. And murdering people for your food isn't.
Both of them are equally shifty, but the problem.
No, I think it's a little less shifty.
Hey man, I don't.
I mean, it's still shifty either way, but it's a little less than out here just taking lives so you can eat for the next 10 months.
All I know is we not out here eating people. So
yeah, you're right. Or are we?
Who knows?
I don't know.
So then you get into murderers and cannibalism itself. The first one we come to is Albert Fish. He was a serial killer, child rapist, and a cannibal. Moon maniac.
Yeah, that was one of his names. He was, the media. They kind of labeled him as the Moon Maniac or the Brooklyn Vampire.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. The second one is Boone Helm, and he's known as the Kentucky Cannibal. He was an American traveler who ate his enemies or his travel companions at times.
Wow, that's...
Imagine trying to hitch a ride with that dude, and you just wake up and he just picking at your thigh.
Just got his little...
just like, with a fork and a knife. Just being proper with it, okay? You gotta keep it proper.
Just casually eating your shit. Like, that's crazy.
That'd be gross.
Andre Chikatilo, right?
Chikatilo?
Yeah. He's a Soviet serial killer who had approximately 52 victims, women and children. And he is known as the Butcher of Rostov.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And honestly, I wouldn't mind going into a full case about him. Or not a full case, a full episode about him. 52 victims? Dude was out here doing this for a while, probably.
My man was out here hunting.
Yeah. You bet you ain't have to say all that.
And already getting good. The fuck?
And the last one is Jeffrey Dahmer, aka the Milwaukee Cannibal. He murdered and dismembered, as far as we know, 17 boys and men, eating some of his victims after the murders. And, everybody knows about Jeffrey Dahmer. We were just watching My Friend Dahmer on Netflix? Hulu. Yeah, we were just watching My Friend Dahmer. It has that guy from that Ross Disney Lynch movie. Yeah,
from
Ross
Teen
Lynch.
Beach movie.
Yes, yeah,
also,
that one.
Austin and Ally, if you've ever watched it.
Austin and Ally's trash, though.
I mean,
I never really got into it. Did you like it?
That's your opinion.
You liked it.
I thought it was okay.
Okay. But something in common is that they were all known to eat their victims after killing them. So yeah, those are a couple of... I don't even want to say notable cannibals, but those are a couple of highly known cannibals.
You think it tastes better that way to them?
What does if it's already, if the person's already deceased? What you gonna do? Take the meat while they're still... Well...
Right.
True.
So, who practices cannibalism? Cannibalism was practiced among prehistoric humans lingering into the 19th century in a few isolated South Pacific cultures and mainly in Fiji.
Which is kind of where it still resides today, mainly. Mm-hmm. So,
As of today, the Kurawai are among the very few tribes believed to eat flesh. Aztecs practiced cannibalism on a large scale, used in ritual religious sacrifice of war captives and other victims. Sometimes the body of a dead person was ritually eaten by their relatives.
And just a little note on that. So the bodies were eaten, like, for the Aztecs. Like, they did eat the bodies, but when I was doing the research, it had noted that not only did they eat the bodies, but certain parts of the body, like, meant certain things, and, like, people of a higher status would get the better parts of the human. So, yeah, I think the brain was, like, the best part. You know, it's supposed to give you, like, wisdom and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So, this practice that they would eat their relatives is recognized as Endo Cannibalism.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting because there's like endo and exo, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So cannibalism is greatly and publicly approved among those who partake, typically repeated in a ritualistic act. And there's also two types of cannibals. So the first kind is, those are the people who eat their own people. So, like you said before, the people that eat like family members, and it's more of like a sacred thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like keeping their spirit alive with them.
I'm not, you know.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Different folks, but I'm not.
Yeah, and then the second kind is those who only eat their enemies or foreign people to their tribe, which is the opposite. And that's Exo Cannibalism. And honestly, like, that's not any better. Like, would you really want to... Okay, think about this. If the people that eat their own people believe that it's for good things, like, it, you know, it's more of, like, not to be sad, but kind of to help this person, like, live on through us as we're eating them. Don't you think that the opposite, Exo Cannibalism, would be you partaking in the negative energy of the person that you're eating?
I mean, yeah, that would be the case, but, you know, a lot of people don't think that deep into it.
They probably did.
So
I don't know. And in some cases, a cannibal will see their victim as primitive.
Primitive.
I know. As primitive, representing darkness, bestiality, and being an animal. So just the lowest of the low. So they really don't look at them as another human.
They just see them as another kill.
Yeah, like you said, just out here hunting folks. Literally. So the details of cooking. There are social preferences, taste, and traditions. Almost
got niggas out here.
Yeah. Almost equating to a cuisine of its own, preparing a man as a meal.
That's crazy.
I know, it is really crazy. So the Cannibal Cookbook. This cookbook is kind of like a spoof, but we thought we'd throw it in there because it's just a cool little gag gift, I guess you could say. But the Cannibal Cookbook is full of recipes for human sacrifice, and it's titled To Serve Man, a Cookbook for People by Carl Worth. And people, like, I've read reviews, and people said that the recipes that are in the book are actually just, like, good. Like, if you substitute the meat, of course. They said that the recipes come out really good. So, if you're looking for a good cookbook, the Cannibal Cookbook
No.
might be for you. It might be on Amazon, so you better go check that real quick.
Do your thing, chop it up.
Don't promote that. No. The most popular recipe in this book is the Texas Cowboy with chili.
Does
that sound good to you?
Yeah.
What you mean? Yeah, it really do.
It actually sounds kind of decent.
I mean, I would substitute it for like some ground beef.
I mean, yeah, steak tips in there, throw it in.
Oh, that sounds kind of good too.
Yeah.
All right, so now we want to go ahead and take the time to thank our sponsor, and we're gonna go ahead and do that now. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free and it's easy to use.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer, making it the best user experience around.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more, making it so you don't have to upload to each individual platform.
And the best thing about it, you can make money straight from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So please, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. And that's anchor.fm, spelled ANCHOR.FM.
So what are you doing? Download the free Anchor app now. How people are commonly prepared.
So it says they're boiled in a pot. Ugh, that's
Yeah.
gross. Boiling
Or-
human meat.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know.
Oh my.
Honestly,
God.
I don't even know how you would get into the details of that.
I'm just like,
can you
I got a
ground, can
whole
you grind us
visual right
up
now.
into like ground human
Probably if you can put, yeah.
bacon and shit? Interesting.
Roast.
You could also be roasted by spit or rack, on an open fire, considered the most prestige way.
So that's the fancy way, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nigga.
And I feel like they probably did that for like the ritualistic, like meals.
Yeah,
I guess you could say, just because if it is the most prestige, if it's a more like
You just
sacred
want-
and like
you want
know,
to cook the best way possible.
yeah, exactly. Especially like bringing everybody together, like it's this huge thing.
Yeah.
Then
And
of course
roasting
you would
makes
want
the
it to be
meat
the best
super
of the
tender,
best.
So I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It can be steam baked or cooked on preheated rocks in earth ovens. Huh.
Yeah, pretty cool. Huh?
This is
There's lots of
It's
ways.
just like each one I read, I get a visual of it, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of scary to think about because we do.
What comes to my mind is like, especially the roasted by spit, like on an open fire or like a rack. I think of like a pig with an apple in its mouth, but replace the pig with a
Right, and just turning that nigga just
yeah, just slowly but surely, and you just hog tie it
just
for
hog
real.
tie
Like,
on a stick, just
ew.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Coming in and out of.
yeah. From anyway, they can be smoked and they have to be decomposed first, of course. For that, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, so it would kind of be like jerky in that way.
See?
I mean, you could, like, if you were to do the skin,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I think the skin would be the one for the
Maybe?
jerky.
I don't know. Okay. Then you can also be dried, powdered, or preserved. So yeah, we ooh. Oh, never mind.
Nah,
we're gonna get in
nah.
that. No, we're gonna get into it in a second.
Stuffed in bamboo tubes and put in embers.
Now that sounds kind of gross. And the last one is bones burned to ashes, and you kind of get stirred into juices and mashes. But I was thinking, what if they like make their own homemade chips, like hot Cheetos, and instead of like the cockroach or like the beetle does, it's human.
Bro, I tried so hard.
It's like rotted and decayed, but like so it's got like that twang to it.
What fucking doing?
I mean, don't you think it would have like
I
a
have
little?
heard that humans taste like a little gamey, so I guess.
But I'm
that would be-
saying, never mind.
Yeah, I get you, but like.
And then a body can be exhumed and eaten in its rotten state in Karawe tribe traditions. So, sushi.
Yeah.
So we also have a couple of real cases. There's 2 of them. I'll go ahead and do Germany, and then you can go ahead and do Nigeria.
Sound good to me.
So in 2001, Armin Mewes, I think, or Muse.
US?
Maybe, I don't know. Put up an ad looking for a well-built 18 to 30-year-old to be slaughtered and consumed. Burned Orlando Brand had responded to this ad. And, he was down. So he was with the shit.
Man, if you
He
try
was-
to eat me, I'm there.
Yeah, he was all for it.
That's-
So Miwis offered Brandy's cooked body part to him before fully before fully killing him and butchering the rest of his body. Miwis filmed it all and took 10 months to eat the guy and was in contact with over 400 men online who were interested in cannibalism. Dude, 400.
Buddies was out here trying to get AIDS. That's gross.
Yeah.
That's gross as fuck.
It's
Like,
crazy though. Like
what's the
somebody
thought-
actually responded.
What's the thought process though? Like, how do you? I don't know. So we get into Nigeria, and it says it's a new dining experience. Oh, wow. And this was discovered at a restaurant in Nigeria.
I don't know where, though. Like, what city?
Yeah, okay. They were serving up human heads. Oh.
On a platter.
Just a full-on... So do they
I guess so. I don't know. I wonder if they, like, removed the scalp or something.
I
don't know. Oh, now I'm intrigued to, like... Well, I don't want to look up a picture, but I kind of do.
I'll do it.
If we can find one... We'll try to insert a picture, depending on...
Can't.
Well, depending on, like, what the picture is.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're serving up human heads, and that's
gross. Super gross.
Apparently, this was a luxury because the price was high and the meat was rare.
All right. Which makes sense, because it's not like you can just...
Go to the store and get a head.
Exactly. Boy, imagine if you could, though. So, cannibalism throughout history, the theme that the vitality of the human body and spirit can be ingested to bestow power upon humans. That's pretty much like what it is. That's just what the theme is. As far as like ritualistic cannibalism goes.
Right.
So, just to end it off, we have some movies that we love that are about cannibalism, so we want to go ahead and share those with you so you can check them out if you want to, because we really enjoy them and you guys might too.
The first one we have is Hannibal, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. There's Hannibal, there's Hills Have Eyes.
The remake?
There's, you could watch the remake, but I personally like the old one.
Okay.
And then there's Raw, which is a Netflix movie, and that one was interesting enough on its own. Yeah,
what's it about?
It follows like two sisters, and one of them like doesn't know she's a cannibal.
That's not what I was thinking of then. Never mind.
Yeah, one of them doesn't know until.
That's weird. Oh.
Yeah.
We also have The Silence of the Lambs. Ooh, I love that movie. That's a classic. My mom put me onto that movie.
Great pick.
Yeah. Then we also have Wrong Turn, which is like the whole saga. And, well, I feel like after a couple of movies, though, Wrong Turn went to shit. It was already kind of like a B-rated type movie almost. Movie. But, it's about cannibals. Like, I mean, what can you get out of that?
Right.
A really popular one. Most people have seen it, but if you haven't, Green Inferno. And I believe the Green Inferno... I can't talk. I believe the Green Inferno is on Netflix right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so you can check it out, rewatch it if you want. I don't recommend eating while you watch that one, though, because it's super graphic.
Yeah, it's very graphic. But I mean...
So the last one is Cannibal, and I don't remember what that movie's about, but it's a cannibal movie. So, yeah, check them out. Then we have some ending questions, and the first one is, how would you prepare a human? If you could. Or if you would.
I'd roast.
Roast?
Roast
just
with
because
potatoes.
It's prestige?
Yeah, roast with potatoes. Maybe some veggies.
I'd probably do it on an open pit. I like barbecue.
That'd be cool too. That little charred taste to it.
Yeah. With some barbecue sauce and hot sauce.
Ooh. Tapatio.
Yeah.
It says, do you think cannibalism is wrong or normal like within other mammals and species?
Definitely wrong because we're not like other mammals and species. That's how I would put it.
It's a moral thing. So I don't know how people's morals are, but if
everybody's are different,
if it's right to you, it's right to you. But for me personally, I don't think it's an okay idea.
Right, and as you can tell, if you're watching this on YouTube, the light turned off. So just bear with us. We're getting it together. Eventually, we'll have it.
Slowly but surely, man. Slowly but surely. You see the setup is getting better. So
yeah. And the last question is, what is your favorite cannibalism movie like of all time?
That's hard. I like too many. I'm gonna just go with Silence of the Lambs also.
Yeah, I think out of all of them, Silence of the Lambs, definitely my favorite. Definitely. I would say just because the premise and the story is just amazing. Yeah. And it's just real twisted. I like real twisted stuff. Yeah. So that concludes episode 9, and we hope you guys enjoyed this double upload this week. And that means that next week we are getting into double digits. And I'm so excited. Yeah.
So guys, catch us next week. I've been your host, DJ.
And I've been your host, Sam.
So be sure to catch us next week on
Deeper Than Most.